Wow, that's a shock. 2 videos in a day. Wow, that must be amazing. Well, I haven't really made any videos in quite a while, I have to admit. I'm sorry. I had to give up my office in the attic, and I've taken the downstairs room, which used to be a playroom for kids, as my office, which means I get a lot of noise and I can't seem to be able to record any videos without noise. But I've managed to find a solution which I can compromise the noise. You see, as one of the videos that I've just uploaded, unless you're watching this one first, which then you won't know what I'm talking about, this would be the second video I'm recording using my phone on a TomTom car kit, using the front-facing camera of my iPhone 4, recording a video while I'm driving. As you can see, I can still drive normally because I'm talking. I mean, there's no difference between you talking to someone who's sitting in the passenger side and talking to a camera. Many people do it when you drive. Your concentration is in driving. I can look ahead. I can still drive as normal. The only difference is that I'm recorded. And to most people, that may look like I'm talking to myself. I'm not. I'm talking to you, the viewer, subscribers. Yeah, that's it pretty much. But just underneath here, I have put my a link to a new site that I've launched. Now, my site is basically my new business, which I am launching. I'm trying to get up and sort of going. You see, I'm a technician. I repair stuff. Repair computers, games console, phones, you name it, anything that is electronics. And because of that, I thought I might as well go solo and repair. So, as much as you see that my username is EMS Records, guess what? My business, my company is called EMS Repairs. So, you've got still the EMS beginning, and then it's still something. In this case, it's repairs. But this one here is, in this case, it's records. My repair company is Repairs. I am located in Wolverhampton. If any of your subscribers are in the area and would like to have your computer repaired, or you need tweaking, or you need sort of a boost, or anything like that, give me a call. Go on my website, book a call out. If you're within 3 miles, it's free. That's the beauty of it. If you're out of the 3 miles, I'm sorry, but you're paying. At the end of the day, I have to get there, don't I? So I'm going to get there for free. But anyway, let's put that aside. Let's get back into why I'm recording videos on here. As you are aware, the iPhone 4 has a front-facing camera. The 4S also has a front-facing camera. The 4S has a better front-facing camera nonetheless, but I only have an iPhone 4 at the moment that I can use on this car kit. This used to be my old iPhone 4. Then I did have a 4S, but the 4S now is my wife's, as I had a 5. And here we get to it. Right, how many of you, and if you want to write it in the comment section below, how many of you have had, I bought loads of connection kits, car kits, Bose speakers, dock connectors, cables, and you name it. Be truthful, there is a lot of out there, isn't there? There is a lot of things that you can buy to connect your iPhone to different sources, different outputs, different gadgets, different anything. But now you've bought an iPhone 5, and the iPhone 5 has a different dock connector. It's longer. I mean, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, to be honest. Many companies have done it. People say, oh, Samsung has kept with the same dock connector. No, they haven't. They've never kept with the same dock connector. I mean, I can recall at least 4 of them, including a new one. But I know that I've used 4 of them. They've used the old Samsung. They've used the newer Samsung. They've used that strange Samsung, you know, the newer version before they converted to micro USB. But they have used a lot of different dock connectors. Apple has only ever used one before. Apple has used 2 dock connectors. On the original first generation iPod, they was using FireWire. They wasn't using a dock connector, they was using FireWire cable. So that's not classed as a dock connector. Besides, there was only one single iPod. But then they became the standard, and they started 10 years ago with that dock connector. And that dock connector allowed you to connect anything, any cable that would use that dock connector will be able to use on any of the future hardware. Future generation iPhones also included them, and 5 generation of iPhones had that connector. I can't see 5 generation of a Samsung using the same connector, because they haven't. At the moment, the Samsung Galaxy S has used the same connector for 3 generations, but that's only 3 generations. How do you know that they're not going to change it next year? Chances are not, because the standard connector has become micro USB. But that doesn't mean that Apple has done anything wrong. At the end of the day, the dock connector was a bit big, wasn't it? We do need an update. And, I mean, they call it Lightning, to be honest. That is probably a bit of a letdown, because you would expect it to be lightning fast. Guess what? It's not. It's as fast as USB 2.0, which is as fast as the old dock connector. If that's the case, then you could probably say, why call it Lightning? Well, you know that Apple likes to have their own technology. I mean, in reality, yes, they could have used micro USB, but you can buy an aftermarket iPhone, these cheap replica, Chinese replica, and they use a micro USB connector to charge it. So if Apple used the micro USB connector to charge the iPhone, then Chinese replica iPhones would look like the real thing. Because if you know, I mean, if you search, do a bit of research, you'll find that Apple replica iPhones, well, they're awful, first of all. And the replica dock connector that they try to mock up isn't quite as exact and doesn't really function the same way that the original dock connector did. I'm assuming that with a Lightning connector, it's probably going to be easier to replicate one, but still, it's Apple's technology. It's patented, though they have their own connector. So, what I'm getting here is that we shouldn't be slating Apple because they've changed the dock connector. At the end of the day, that connector's been around for over 10 years. And not many manufacturers keep the same connector for over 10 years. Apple did. But now they're getting slated because they've changed it. I agree. I would like one of the adapters for free. I don't think they're going to give them out. They've already put a price on it. If you've got an iPhone and you've downloaded the Apple Store application, you can find it there, and it is priced, I think, in the UK is $24.99. Maybe wrong there. Don't quote me on that price, but I think it's around that price anyway. And it is available. You can buy it. You can buy the replica one, the cheap ones, off eBay. Probably work the same. They're probably just not as good, but they probably work the same. And they are about £5. So the ideal scenario here, the ideal solution would be that Apple will charge you £5 and say, okay, because you previously owned an iPhone, then we can give you a dock connector for £5. But the problem that Apple has here is because of many people saying they had the iPhone 4, they had iPods and all that, they had all the dock connectors. How does Apple really know that you'd had an iPhone previously? I mean, they have no real way of tracking it today. So there's the problem. I mean, you buy a phone, you buy a Samsung, for example. Did you ask Samsung for the converter to convert it from the old connector to the new one? I've never heard of that. I don't think anyone did. Still, they bought the phone and carried on as normal. So the only other company that I have known of making the charging cable fit the old generation charger was Nokia.